Get my PowerPoint up and ready here. And here we go. Share. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for being here. Welcome to the How to Attract High Quality Clients from LinkedIn in 2025. My name is Alan Fine, and I appreciate you guys being here very much. I know you guys got busy lives like I do, and taking your time out for me. Thank you so much. We've all been on webinars beforehand, and sometimes when you go on a webinar and no one does nothing in the chat box or says nothing at all or participates in any way, shape, or form, it is a total suck case. So let's not have that happen today. Let's all try to participate, please, and have fun. And like I said, if you do solid on me and participate properly, I'll be very, very happy to give you guys lots of freebies at the end. And everybody who stays at the very end here will get an email that has like a couple PDFs for messaging PDFs, and I'll show you one about content marketing. I'll send you a great one for that today also. First things first. Uh, if you are not my first connection, please send me a connection request. Here's my connection, or here's my LinkedIn profile URL. I'm just a power user, so I rarely have available ones because I'm just, adding people so often here. So do me a favor, send me one. I'll be very, very happy to connect with you and accept it. Also, here is my AI landing page for today. Do me a favor, click on the link here so you have it open for yourselves for later on because we'll need to use that later on in the webinar. First of all, who finds LinkedIn very confusing? Just do me a favor, as the thing I told about the chat box here, type a Y in the chat box if you find LinkedIn confusing, or a N if you don't. I want to gauge what you guys think about LinkedIn and how hard you find to use it. So just do me a favor right now, everybody, just type a Y in the chat box. So just hold on until we do here. So Michelle finds LinkedIn a little hard to use sometimes. Anybody else at all? Come on, people. Come on, help me out here. Thank you very much, David. Hey, see, David can do it. He's on a stepper right now, and David can do it. You all can do it. Come on. All right. Um, so, why am I trained to teach you? Well, I've been doing LinkedIn for 17 and a half years. I am a LinkedIn power user. I have 27 plus years in marketing and internet marketing and stuff. And I got on LinkedIn in 2006. I've been helping people out since then. I've helped my clients generate millions of dollars. I'm absolutely amazed at some of the deals my clients have. I wish I had those deals myself. But LinkedIn can be amazing for you. It really can if you know how to use it properly. And hopefully, some of the information here today is me showing you how to use it properly here. Okay, and don't believe me personally about who I am or what my qualifications are. I have 145 recommendations on LinkedIn, like testimonials or reviews. So look at those, right? Don't believe me. And that's the first thing, probably first lesson today. So many people out there don't have any reviews or testimonials, recommendations, and I call it the credibility hump. The last thing you want when people go to your LinkedIn profile and look at you and possibly want to talk about hiring you from the stuff you put on LinkedIn as far as your content marketing, um, you know, get them recommendations. I mean, all of us have gone on Amazon. Anybody not looked at the reviews from time to time to see if you're buying the right thing or what people are saying about it? Recommendations are important. They matter. If you only have a couple, or if you haven't gotten in a couple of years, start asking people for them. So, why LinkedIn? Why is LinkedIn such an amazing social media platform? And why am I so jazzed up about using it? Well, I find it's the most professional platform. It's given me all my leads in the last 17 and a half years. I used to do money on spend $2,000, $3,000 a month on, Google AdWords and Facebook ads and, just SEO and everything else out there. And I just stopped doing that because I just found that, SEO is a nightmare. SEO stands for search engine optimization. It's like getting your website on page one of Google, but Google changes the algorithm like 20 times a month. So one day you're on there. I just got tired of the money I was spending, and all of a sudden I was bumped off page one after taking weeks or months to get there. In 2003, LinkedIn came to be, acquired by Microsoft for 26 billion. Not a good bad payout after 13 years of hard work. 1 billion users, cracked 1 billion users as of 2023. Lots of like millions of people in Canada and the US. And out of all the social media platforms I've ever used over the last 30 years, LinkedIn is the only one that has consistently provided me with leads. And one of the reasons is that I find that most LinkedIn users are of higher income, so they have money to spend, they're well educated, and they're ready to spend money with you as opposed to like Facebook somewhere else. So why LinkedIn? Again, 310 million monthly active users. And look at the demographics. So here's probably the demographics for most people is these two over here. And that equals 75% of LinkedIn between 25 and 54. So I find LinkedIn has the, best overall because, like you probably, right? You're on LinkedIn and, you're there for business. You try to either do business with somebody or get business or whatever. My job here is to tell you how to get more business so you can make some more money for yourself. And you really can. Most people spend about 7 minutes a day on LinkedIn, and more than 61 million companies are on LinkedIn. 96% of people in the marketing field use LinkedIn for organic social marketing. So LinkedIn is the highest one out of all of them for organic B2B, business to business, right? If you're B2C, business consumer, probably Facebook would be better for you. But for B2B, LinkedIn is the bomb. So does this sound familiar to you? In your business and in your life, you have no more long hanging fruit in your business. You've contacted all the people you know, empty calendar, or people are booking meetings with you, but then not following through, not buying because they're tire kickers, right? So, how can we find people who have high net worth and who can spend money on your programs? And I believe there are four pillars of success. I did this last one in 2024. So let's just take that out here and welcome to 2025. And by the way, I'm always updating this PowerPoint here. This is not the same one I did last month and or the month beforehand. And because new things are always coming out, um, it's amazing. So on LinkedIn, maybe write this down for yourselves. There are four pillars of success. Your profile. Are you consistently building your list by adding either followers or first connections? Are you consistently doing that, right? Or are you just like sending out 10 connection requests this week and nothing the next week afterwards? So, and are you building relationships? Uh, this will blow you away, but how many of you have ever either talked to or messaged all of your first connections or followers? Let's say in the last 2 years, even, right? And no one can say that they have, right? So you have a database on your LinkedIn that you're not leveraging. So you want to build relationships because in 2025, that's what it's going to be like. It's not going to be like spammy messages and sending out your marketing stuff. You need to start building relationships by putting yourself out there and being creative on LinkedIn. And I'm hopefully going to show you some insights on that. Next question. Are you doing any kind of video marketing on LinkedIn? Video creation is the most important thing I think on LinkedIn because, like me, here's my website, right? Here is, um, where is the thing here? I'm looking for video here. Here was video. So here's video on LinkedIn, right? And I'm in my videos. And one of the reasons I'm in my videos a lot of times is because it gets your audience to know who you are. And if you don't think that's important, you're totally wrong. How many of you can, honestly say that if you were to go up to somebody in a, let's say, networking meeting, right? You try to sell them off the bat. You try to, hey, I'm Alan. How you doing? Want to buy my stuff? No. So you need to figure out a strategy to let people into your life and know who you are, right? So here's some of the videos I've done. Here's one with me in it, and here's an example of a video. Okay, LinkedIn, we are back. Happy 2024. Today, I want to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, content marketing on LinkedIn. Content marketing. And so doing videos, on this is so important because it allows people to know who you are, to see your knowledge, to see what a professional person you are, right? And because people who are going to hire you want to work with the guy or the gal. They want to work with the absolute authority in the business. And if you don't portray yourself on that on LinkedIn, they're just going to go next. Trust me, there's so many people who are doing what you're doing, who are doing what I'm doing. You got to figure out how to stand out and make your profile look so professional And I'm here to help you do that. And last thing is AI is coming, whether you like it or not. And I did AI on my last webinar for the first time. Some people gave me feedback, oh, I'll never use that. I want to talk to people on the phone. Well, you know what? You're going to be left behind. Like, honestly, you're going to be left behind if you don't start embracing this stuff over here. And I can help you do that because I've done my research and I've been looking at AI for a year now, right? Not just recently, but a year now. And I finally got an AI system that's just all showcase to you today and show you what it can do. So, it starts with LinkedIn profile. Pardon me. Your profile needs to be more than a business card. We've all seen people's profiles on LinkedIn that are all features. So a business card is, I am the owner of my company, I'm the CEO, and we've been in business 25 years, and we do this, this, and this, and that's it, right? So it's got to be, you can turn your profile into more of a marketing platform and a landing page, right? And trust me, your competition is starting to take LinkedIn seriously. If you're in business and not taking LinkedIn seriously, guess what? Your competition is, and they're going to steal all your leads. So you need to truly grow your audience, and you got to get out of your comfort zone to be authentic. And you can use things like ChatGPT to create headlines, create content marketing, and it's amazing. It's really, really amazing because if you don't take your profile properly or take it seriously, if your profile lacks professionality, people will not accept your connection request. They'll hit ignore or hit, I don't know you. And then they can get in trouble with LinkedIn. If you have too many, I don't know this person, and they click on it, you're going to get suspended or you're going to have a restriction on your account. So it's super, super important that within your profile and your content and especially your messaging, if your messaging is spammy and salesy, like we've seen on people on LinkedIn do, where they try to sell you in the connection request or try to sell you the second you click on the button and accept their connection, don't do that. We're going to talk more about this. All right. So getting back to your profile, what's better? This, right? Which we see, and this is an actual look up Bob Stockton on LinkedIn. You'll find this profile, and I bet you it looks like this still. I got this one here a couple of years ago, but people are doing this on LinkedIn. They're not taking their profile, seriously, and they're, look at this, Bob Stockton, the president. Well, great, whippy ding dong, right? No headshot, no banner. What's better, that or one of these here, right? Having a beautiful banner that can be a piece of art. Like, look at Jenny P. Perry or G. Perry, and look at her profile. Look at what a beautiful piece of art. Look at Mary Vivian, right? You want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is so amazing when people see it, they go, wow, right? Wouldn't that be great? So cover banners and photos. You only get one chance to make a first impression. And you have to make sure that your headshot and your banner are outstanding. And the next thing is your headshot, because guess what? You're not smiling in your headshot, or you're not smiling well enough, or you're not looking professional, or you cut yourself out of a photo from a wedding, or you're you're on vacation or something, or you're in a photo with somebody else, and half their head is in the photo, right? Don't do that, man. Take a new headshot. Easy. Don't have to get a professional headshot done. Just have your wife or husband or your friend take pictures of you on a solid color wall. If you're doing B2B, wear business attire, but make sure, like this banner over here, everybody's smiling, everybody looks professional, because we've all worked with, unfortunately, and pardon my French, we work with dickheads and assholes out there, and no one wants that at all. You got to make sure that your profile shows you're a warm person who's professional and great to work with, because that will get people to not only accept your connection request, but also book a meeting with you. Um, and why optimize your profile? Because if you do, and you get your profile to All Star, and as you go on your profile here, where is my profile? Here we go. If you go to your profile here, and as you scroll down, this little like drop down thing comes over here, right? This thing over here, it'll tell you how quickly or how much your profile is done and what you need to do, basically like add your school information or something else to finish it off. You want your profile at the very end. I'm not sure if it does this still, but it says All Star at the very end, right? And it shows your profile status, beginner, intermediate, and All Star. You want to go to All Star, because if you do, You can get better increases in your LinkedIn profile searches when someone's actually typing in a key phrase to find you or find your business, or maybe after they look, on your content marketing, you'll see, a post on LinkedIn to go to your profile, that they want to make sure that it looks amazing and it's totally finished off. There's a thing also called LinkedIn SEO. Once again, that SEO thing was search engine optimization. It was for being found on your website on page one of Google. But LinkedIn SEO is putting the phrases that you think people would toss into Google in the search bar to find a business like yours. Like for me, it's go back to my profile for a second. I'll show you exactly what I mean here. My first key phrase here is LinkedIn lead generation expert. And so I want to make sure that my profile here is done in such a way so that it pops up on LinkedIn easily when someone's searching for LinkedIn lead generation expert. So I have that phrase there. Also have the same phrase in my about section over here. So you'll put a smattering of the phrases inside your headline, inside your about section of what you believe people would look into Google as far as a key phrase like plumber or lawyer, Calgary lawyer, my city is Calgary, that kind of thing. Also, as far as how people show up in search, like this over here, type in the word lawyer, it'll always come up with people in my city first. So Calgary, right here, Calgary right here. So I'm only going to get lawyers from my city first, and then if I do a search for people on different areas, then you can scale out. But that's how it works on LinkedIn as far as finding your people or finding yourself on the search from using the search box over here. So first thing all is your headline. Don't use president or CEO. No one really cares. Don't make it too general. And here we go. Get ready to write this thing down. The four things people want to know when they come to your profile and look at your cover banner are: who are you? What do you do? What can you do for me? And this is a big one. And I stump people all the time. I put them on the spot when I first start working with them because this should roll off your tongue. And for most people, if you just go up to them and ask them, they don't really know right away or they can't verbalize it right away. You got to get this on paper and then start practicing it to be able to verbalize it like an elevator pitch where it rolls off your tongue. Why should they use your services as opposed to the tens or hundreds or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands on people on LinkedIn who do exactly what you do? Why you? You probably know why you, right? Like for me personally, I am doing this 17 and a half years. I'm an expert. I have, hundreds and hundreds, probably almost 1,000 people on my computer with the scripts I use for them and the information I use for them and what worked and what didn't work. So, and I've been doing this a long time and look at my 145 recommendations, right? That's why you should use my services and use me. So you need to be able to do the same thing. And if you need our help ever crafting that message, give me a shout. I'd be happy to go on Zoom with you and help you craft it out. Your about section. Once again, this is a 2,000 characters to describe what you do. Make sure it's benefit orientated, not features. Features is once again how long you've been in business, what your job title is, what you do, what your company does as far as services. Those things are important, but also if your company can guarantee, like on my new system, I now have a money back guarantee. I'm now confident adding this new AI piece to my system that I can absolutely guarantee you will receive leads from my system. And that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that people know who you are, what you can do, and why they should use you. And don't, like I said, don't do features, not benefits, right? Um, and you must know this should address people's pain point, right? Your about section should talk about the problems because, let's say you get new clients, do they all ask you similar things in the very beginning of working with you, like solve same problems, right? Is there something that all the people in your industry are having that challenge for? That's something that you do, your magic trick that you do that you can solve them, if that is the case, then make sure you put like case studies or links to case studies or videos about case studies and links in your about section to go look on YouTube, on your YouTube channel, whatever you got to do, right? but your about section should address the pain points your clients are having if you're using LinkedIn for marketing and lead generation. If you're using LinkedIn to find a job, I've had people ask me about that before also. You know, companies looking at social media nowadays, right? So make sure that you don't have anything crazy on there. Stay away from posts about Donald Trump and about religion, right? Uh, so here's my stuff over here. You can see, would you like five to 15 new sales calls every single week? And I've grown obviously this is 19,000 followers to my 32 almost I have now. I've grown on my platform. So also, people ask me, "Hey, Al, I do like 10 things in my company. I have 10 different services. Should I create 10 different profiles?" And the answer is absolutely no. Use the experience section to add your experiences as far as the individual services or things you can do for your company. Make sure each one, once again, has LinkedIn SEO put into it. Make sure it has good descriptions and good information, just like mine here. Go back to my profile here. I'll show you quickly what experiences look like. And then you can also sort them up and down as far as this part over here, right? Here's my experience section. If I click on this over here, the pencil icon, you can also then click on this icon over here to sort them, right? This little thing over here to move them up and down. And so I have all these different experiences of what I've been doing here. And I can just like move them around here. I can move them up and down on my thing here. So if I'm doing, let's say I want to do a campaign on my profile for web design because I've done web design also for 30 years. I like using WordPress. I know it in and out, man. Everybody needs help on a WordPress site. Give me a shout also. I can help you out that way. But yeah, you need to not have multiple profiles, just more experiences. That's all. Yeah, my stuff over here. So here are some examples of what can happen when you do a great profile makeover. Here's the before over here, and here's the afterwards. Like, what conveys more authority and more professionalism, one on the left or one on the right, right? So, those kind of things. Here's another one over here, and you can find all of these on my website if you want to. I'll just put this into the chat box. We want to see some examples to give you some inspiration for your uh, doing it yourself if you want to, or you can help me help you out. There you go. Get some ideas over there. Here's another one. Sharon came to me, president of a large construction company in San Fran. I feel so bad for those guys in California where things are burning right now. My God, I saw CNN this morning. It was like a horror story, man. I was telling my wife, as much as I hate winter, at least we have snow on the ground. This can't happen in the wintertime in Canada where we are. So thank God for small miracles. Just got to put a sweater on. That's all. Your company page. Next thing is your company page. And I'm always asked also, do I need a company page? And I say yes. It's almost expected. Like if someone asks you what your website is, if they want to hire you and you say, I don't have a website, they're going to go, oh, okay. Uh, yeah. Because I mean, once again, that credibility hump. You want people to hire you? Well, make sure that you have a great website, great profile on LinkedIn, and also a great looking company page. Because usually those are the three things people are looking at when they're talking about or thinking about doing a meeting with you. They're researching you and thinking about hiring you. Trust me, they're going to do a little research on you and they're going to be looking into those usually those three properties: your profile, company page, and website. Make sure they all look great, and make sure they also all look similar. I've had people tell me, yeah, one of the guy's profile said one thing, the guy's company page said something else, the website says something else, like no consistent marketing message, whatever kind of thing, right? And therefore they got confused and never bought from them. So a confused mind says no. Make sure everything looks, all tied up and packed up together. Um, let's get to messaging. How many of you have seen messages where someone sends you a sales message in the connection message? Don't do that. No one wants that at all. In my opinion, in 2025, it's going to be so important to start working on helping people out and conveying your messaging around helping people out. Offer them free advice or a free service. Make yourself a resource by putting messages maybe into LinkedIn, your LinkedIn messaging that goes back to a blog page that shows them how to do something, and make sure your content is about training people. And I do tons of content out there about how to do something on LinkedIn. You guys should too for your industry and your business because that's what people are looking for now. Next thing is something called the LinkedIn SSI score. I'm going to pop this into the chat box. This is, if you want to click on it, go ahead and click on it. This is a snapshot of what people are doing on LinkedIn. I'm at 86 right now. Usually anything above 70 is amazing. Most people I talk to are between 50 and 60. And it gives you a snapshot of how you're doing in establishing your professional brand, finding the right people, engaging with insights. That's the hardest one to get up, and building relationships. So I'm pretty well spot on in everything except engaging with insights. And hopefully I've been doing that more and more. A great way to get your score up is to engage with other people's content, especially with people you may want to land as a client. Always go onto their content and comment. Maybe put their hashtag with their name so they can see it. Because if you put a hashtag on a comment that pops up into the blue and that their actual picture or name comes up on the screen, and you click on it, and then all of a sudden their whole name goes blue, they get an email from LinkedIn saying someone commented on your post or whatever, right? So, make sure that you add people, or what's called tagging people on comments, right? Good way to bring up your score also. The more you do that, the more you're engaged with insight score goes up. The algorithm. Well, unfortunately, LinkedIn reach has gone down, but it's gone down on all platforms because they want you to buy ads. And so I've gotten a little more into advertising on like LinkedIn. I'm going to be doing some LinkedIn ads. The only ad I would recommend, maybe write this down for yourself if you're thinking about LinkedIn advertising, is called the LinkedIn lead gen ad. Lead gen ad, which is an ad that pops up on LinkedIn like a post that says, "Hey, download this paper over here," and you click on download, and the form pops up that is pre-populated with your information. And when you click on enter, that person who did the ad gets your information and may want to call you or something. So that's the only one I've ever seen work ever. When people do the overall branding on LinkedIn, super expensive, and my personal opinion does nothing at all. So, work smarter on LinkedIn, do better content marketing, start doing content marketing where you're talking about helping your clients out and actually giving them actionable results. Start by showing your audience also in 2024, you want to do maybe some personal posts about your personal life. As far as I've done posts on working out, I'm an avid workout person. I've been working out since I was 13 years old. I did a post on why I believe exercising is so important for business owners because it helps with clarity of mind and body. And also I did a video on when I broke my leg 5 years ago in my driveway. My family took care of me for a month, and I did a video on that. So, and that actually brought up, really, really increased my followers. So by doing videos and doing content marketing that will show a little bit of you and get you out of your comfort zone, you will massively increase your followers. And I'll give you an example of that in a second over here. Content marketing, super important, especially video. Show is to do a combination of content marketing that talks about your business and solves problems, and then also do a smattering of personal stuff, right? And then also comment on other people's posts and articles and tag them, especially if you want them as your client. Here's an example of a post I saw on LinkedIn. Look at the numbers over here, right? A policeman went to a lady's house, and she was the grocery store where she went to. The grocery person said she stole like 5 eggs to feed my hungry children, and the cop went to her house and instead of arresting her, he bought her groceries. But look at this at the bottom over here: 21,000 likes, almost 1,600 comments, 645 reposts. Figure out content that can touch people's hearts, make them laugh, make them cry, right? And if you stay to the very end today, I'm going to send you this, which is a PDF on doing the perfect LinkedIn post. I did a little video on it, but I don't have time to do it today, the video. But I tell you right now, if you stay on to today's webinar to the very, very end, I'll send this to you, okay? Um, like I said, it's going to be so important, content marketing. Also, make sure your content marketing is consistent. The most important kind of content marketing is probably video. We can also use things like if you're struggling going, I don't know what to make on content marketing. Well, they use ChatGPT, not necessarily to just create your content, but also maybe to ask it what kind of content you should make. Here's an example. I'm just going to do this myself. I've asked people in the past beforehand, but getting people to type stuff in the chat box sometimes is really hard. So I'm just going to put a prompt in here. So here's a prompt. Here, right. So here's a prompt in the last thing that someone asked me about food safety. I'd write a post on food safety. So here's the prompt. Wait. Okay, so let's just copy this, copy, and hopefully paste. Give me a second here. Sorry, because we're on a Zoom. Sometimes your browser freezes a little bit. Yes, look at this. Wait, because we're on Zoom here. I'm just going to do this quickly here on my Microsoft Edge instead. I find Edge is a little better than Chrome. So let's go here, here. Where is my chat GPT? Here it is. Thanks. Okay, so let's go over here, copy this here first. Give me a second here. Sorry about this. Okay, so here we go. And here we go. Look at that. So imagine this helping you out in your LinkedIn marketing and your content marketing. Once again, you don't have to take the copy and paste. You can take this and you can clean it up yourself, right? But I started using AI for doing posting and doing content marketing on LinkedIn probably about a year ago. So I've gotten really good at using this. And yeah, and it's you. I don't think you should just like not even look what you what it said to you and post it. I definitely think you should read it and maybe change it a bit. But for time saver, and let's face it, nowadays it's like getting crazier and crazier. Things are more expensive, bills, house bills, kids, cars, everything else. It takes more time away from you to run your business than to do like, figure out what that should do with content marketing. You could even probably put in here as a prompt, and look at the prompt I put in the tone of fun yet professional. So, in the tone of fun yet professional, give me 10 ideas for LinkedIn marketing posts talking about this, this, and this, right? That kind of thing. So it works really well. And yeah, I think it's amazing. Where are we here? So yeah, here's some examples of videos I've done in the past where I'm in the video.
You're not using LinkedIn event platform and it's costing you money. The LinkedIn event platform,
here's an example in January 2020 videos that trains people how to do something. Here's another one I did on LinkedIn restrictions and being kicked off LinkedIn. Like if you get kicked off LinkedIn and they put a restriction on you or a temporary suspension or get suspended.
Help, 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 help. I've been put in LinkedIn jail and I can't get out.
So, and last thing is thinking about content marketing. Write this down for yourselves. Think about this. What can I do differently as far as my content marketing that nobody else in my industry is doing? And that's why I personally invested in high-end Pixar style computer animation software and videos for videos.
Welcome to 2024. Our LinkedIn webinar is going to elevate you in your marketing and lead generation efforts in Q1. This is
so I can even get the people's mouths to sync to the words. Pretty cool, man. So, and you don't think that's important at all. You don't think content marketing is important. Like I said, look at the numbers, right? These are actual snapshots of content marketing engagement on LinkedIn. 13,000 likes, 380 comments, 26,000 views, 27,000 views, 43,000 views. This equals money, man. Like you don't understand. This equals money. This equals people getting back to you and, thinking you're the expert and then talking to you on Zoom and then buying your services because they want to be helped out and you're the expert and they can see you're the expert because when they go on your stuff like your content, you're getting amazing traction on there. You don't think it's important? Or here's Bridget Hassian. I'm one of her 30,000 first connections, and she's got over 4 million followers now. Look at this over here, 4 million followers, right? Here's another snapshot where she had 26,000 likes and 1,400 comments, right? So, and you can see the little first beside her name here on the top or back post over here. I am her first connection. And you want rich media on your profile to make your profile look more professional. Once again, here's rich media on my profile here. This is what I mean by it. So just give it a second to do its thing. Here we go. Right here in my features section, all my rich media, all my videos and posts I've done beforehand. So you can, and the way you do this is when you do a post, you go to the 3 buttons over here. And normally it would say add to featured, but now it says remove from featured because I've already added it. So add to featured. Did a couple of cool, fun Halloween things. I turned into a werewolf on here. I found some animation software that can put me as a werewolf. So once again, and the point is what can I do differently on my profile, in my content, to get eyeballs on my profile, to get people to talk to me? Maybe not doing fun stuff like this over here, although it wouldn't help, wouldn't hurt probably, right? So those are the kind of things you want to do for yourself. And then, like I said, add to reach media. And then don't, for messaging, don't send those dumb spammy messages. Here's the message I was talking about. Someone sent this to me on LinkedIn as a connection message, right? So here's a sales message as a connection message. Don't do this stuff over here. No one wants it, right? They don't want you to send a sales message once they accept your connection request. They want to be helped out. Put messages in LinkedIn to try to help them out. Hey, right? So ask leading questions, offer free help and advice, right? Next thing we're going to talk about here, and now I want everybody to go on that link I showed you beforehand and fill out your information. I'll take 2 or 3 minutes. Let's see if the AI robot calls you. So once again, here is the link. Just fill out this link here on LinkedIn. I'll put the link back in the chat box again. And so I've always thought in marketing, sorry, did it went to just one person. I've always thought in marketing, what's missing? The only thing in the marketing was missing. Someone sees your marketing ad or your marketing post, and then you say, click here for more information. It goes to the landing page, which will be this page over here. And you fill your name and phone number and email and click on the button and click on submit. So just imagine if someone called you right away on your phone, and hopefully maybe 1 or 2 of you are testing it right now, and talk to you about your service, and then convinced you not only to book on your calendar or my calendar, whatever, but also booked it for you. Like, didn't say, hey, you should book on Alan's calendar to book a meeting with him. I'll send you, I'll send you the calendar booking link. No. What day and time are you available? I'll book you on there right now because it already has your email and information, right? So that's been the game changer in AI for me for marketing. It's been, and trust me, it's been a game changer. I implemented AI like this into my system a little over a month ago, and so far I've had, let's go to I even got an app for it, which is amazing. I just got, I look at the whole year, I got like 35 appointments booked in the last month alone on my calendar. I've sold 5 prospects already. And, you really need to think about this because it's happening anyways, man. If you don't get onto AI now for your business, as not the whole thing, right? You need all those other things we talked about beforehand, but this is going to be the game changer for you. And I can help you with that. And this is how it works basically. You have your traffic sources, you have ads, you have your marketing, you have your website, and then it goes into a CRM, and then the voice thing calls them and books the appointment, pre-qualifies them, can send them an automated drip campaign to pre-qualify them even more, books the appointment, and then afterwards you can also use it as a retention system. Like this is amazing, man. So if you haven't tried it out yet, please try it now. I'll just wait a second. If anyone wants to try it, I'll wait like 1 minute. Click on the button over here. And the last thing we'll talk about today is LinkedIn event platform. But anyone wants to try that AI voice caller thing, do me a favor. If you're trying it, just type a Y into the yes. Got a call from Ontario. Perfect. Great. She got a call right away. And if you can just tell us, Michelle, for a second, did it sound? How did the person sound? How did the voice robot sound to you? I picked a female between 20 and 30 years old. And did it sound like almost real? And she try to, yeah, go ahead.
I didn't listen to
Okay.
it. No.
Okay, well, try it later on again.
I
they're only, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have tried this system, not this exact system, but I've tried other systems. I have a friend we do podcasts with, but I don't love it. Doesn't really, it takes time to build the avatar to sound like me, to work like me.
Yeah, you don't need to build an avatar that sounds like you at all. Mine doesn't sound like me at all. I'm using, I'll say, a girl's voice. But
Yeah.
what it's done though, like I said, it's got me an extra 35 appointments, right?
Yeah,
So I
that's
know it
great.
works.
Yeah.
And people who are like, I'm not sure I like this over here. Sorry, man, it's coming. It's coming. If you're not going to be on the forefront of using it, other companies are, and they're going to get the leads. Like I'm telling you, this thing works, man. So, next thing is the event platform, like I'm doing today, with over 1 billion people on LinkedIn. I probably would say maybe 200,000 companies on LinkedIn are using the event platform. Like if you go to the event platform, which is over here on LinkedIn, and go home, and let's say, can somebody just pop out a like Michelle, give me a topic, right? Like give me an industry.
Um, Public relations.
Okay, public relations. So public relations. Okay. And then you click on here and it does its thing. And then we click on events and we're going to see approximately how many companies are doing public relation events, right? Remember, there's
Oh,
over 1 billion people on LinkedIn, you know? So we got, here, one page. Look at this, not even more pages afterwards. One page. So imagine if you're a PR firm, right? And you can dominate LinkedIn this way, dominate it, and you can like amazing. And people should be doing this because of the fact once people see you speak and see who you are, they're gonna know you're even more knowledgeable. And another checkbox for the credibility hump. I tell people, after seeing your webinar, I can tell you know what you're talking about. I'm booking the meeting with you now. So
that's cool.
very, very cool. So, what can you do to make lead generation work for you on LinkedIn? First of all, you need an actual system, right? So, if people making 3 mistakes, first of all, no system at all. They don't have a warm-up system because at any time out there for people, they are 1 to 3% of people at any time see your marketing message want to buy from you or thinking about buying from you right away. And these are the stats out there in any marketing for any industry at all, just along the whole board over here. This is how it works. 7% of people will want to possibly buy from you. They're doing research right now, 2 weeks, 6 months. The next 30% of people is 6 months to 2 years. The next 30% of people is, I'm thinking of the future. I might want to buy from you in a couple of years from now. I'm not quite ready yet. And the last 30% will never want to buy from you at all. They just won't be your client. So everybody is in a dogfight for that 1 to 3% of people who are thinking of buying right now. But there's 67, that's right, 67% of people who saw your ad who possibly do want to buy from you, but don't want to buy from you right now. And if you don't have any kind of warm-up system, like I said beforehand on this new system I got, it has email warms up. It has like the voice AI. You can put people into a system and have the voice AI call them. and and then also messaging people on LinkedIn, you know, it's amazing. It works, right? That's why I've been doing this 17 and a half years. And that's why LinkedIn has been my only lead generation channel for 17 and a half years. I'm now finally expanding a little bit into Facebook because I want to get even more leads. And the last thing is you're doing everything yourself. I don't fix my own air conditioner in my basement. I don't fix my own car engine. At some point in time, I've hired people, like I hired people to implement this new AI voice system into my thing and train me on it. And I spent, thousands of dollars doing that. I hired people to help me out. So, this is how the system works. Once again, getting the latching technology, getting multi-channel marketing, having an AI system that calls for you for SMS and uses email, and having an all-one platform, and then using LinkedIn to drive it all. So I have a customized prescription for LinkedIn that I use. I go through your profile, we go through your connections, we go through your content marketing, your conversations. We talk about conversions because it's one thing to have a ton of people on your your LinkedIn profile and to have meetings, but are you getting conversions? What's your conversion rate on your meetings, right? And do you have plans and systems? And then how many leads? Have you ever figured out how many leads you have a single month? Have you figured out how many sales you need every single month, how much money you need to make? Have you figured out how many appointments you need to make based upon your closing ratio? And then have you figured out how many leads you need to get those appointments? I help you with everything. I figured out how many people do you need to get you a thing. And also we do some sales training to make sure that you can close those appointments better. So, and why is a customized prescription important? Because it leads to more sales, and time is money. You need, like I said beforehand, because it's so busy out there, you need to be more effective with your time. And once again, this is why this AI thing is working so well for me, because I don't need to do anything except the initial setup to it and tweak it along the way. But the whole system is just driving my leads, driving my sales, right? Helping me out. So, and then doing everything yourself once again, at some point in time, like I've spent, hundreds of thousands of dollars on my training over the last 20 years, right? Because it's gotten me to where I have a beautiful home worth $1 million and, two vehicles, and I can take care of my bills and have a beautiful wife with two beautiful kids. And I'm buying a car tomorrow, a new car tomorrow. I'm paying cash for it, the whole thing, right? So, you need a strong professional brand on LinkedIn. You need a plan of action, and you need systems. Here's an example of what kind of sales I've helped my clients create. $85,000 in sales, from this guy over here. And this guy, one of my best testimonials, Tony Matson, did $30 million in sales by having a custom woodworking company and being able to contact buyers like home builders from LinkedIn and getting some meetings. And I think he through 10 different home companies, he did $30 million in sales. I was blown away. So do you want some help from me? If you do want some help from me, I'm here to help you. I can help you create an amazing, outstanding profile that converts someone to copyright your about section, come up with kind of messaging that would actually get engagement. Because one of the things people have told me over the years is I'm getting people accepting my connection request, but once I message them, like crickets chirping, no one messaged me back ever, right? I can't figure out why. So it's your messaging that you're sending out and also your profile. And then automation, right? All updated and relevant for 2025. Also, what kind of paid memberships on LinkedIn? LinkedIn has 4 kinds of premium memberships: career, business, sales navigator, and recruiter. Which one you should use? Also, there's one little known feature on LinkedIn that if you book a meeting with me, I'll be happy to tell you about, that can actually massively increase your engagement and getting people to actually respond to you. Why you're getting people accepting your connection request once again, but no one's engagement afterwards. What kind of content marketing are you doing? How to use LinkedIn events, LinkedIn groups, LinkedIn paid advertising, all updated and relevant. It's 2025 because this is the first one in 2025. Thank you very much. And, finally, reason people probably haven't spent any money or haven't done this beforehand is about trust, right? You want to work with the guy. I want to work with the guy or the gal in the business who's the best in the industry, someone I can trust, someone who's honest, someone who has 145 recommendations on LinkedIn, and the ones that are very recent, right? And it's just very, very important. You want someone who will bend over backwards for you and help you out. Here's my contact information to book a meeting with me. Try the AI. If you try the AI, it will book you on my calendar for you. Book a meeting that way. You can try it out and kill two birds with one stone. So, you want to win 250? I have a contest every month for people who are doing this. I have a feedback form that I'll enter you in my draw. And the end of this month over here, I'll be giving someone 250 in cash. Here's the feedback form. And feedback is so super important for me, for my business, because it lets me know, where's my feedback form on here? Here it is. Great. Blah, blah, blah. Because, I want to know, am I doing a good job for you? Is there anything else I could have done better for you, possibly? So please do me a favor, fill out the feedback form. I'll be happy to put you in the draw. I'll send you the 2 PDFs I talked about at the very, very end. You stayed to the end. Thank you so much. Now, I'm going to unmute everybody, or you can unmute yourself. And now it's time for the Q&A. What questions do you have for me? I'll stop my share for a second. Hope you guys enjoyed this today. What questions do you have? What do you want to know? What have I talked about here that you want to clarify? You want a question you haven't had answered? Come on, Michelle. Come on, somebody. Michael, Richard, Pervez.
How much for the premium? How much for an account to pay for per month?
The LinkedIn premium memberships, I think career is somewhere around 30 or 40 bucks a month. Business is somewhere around 50 to 70 a month. Sales Navigator is about 100 a month, I think. And the Recruiter, unless you're doing recruiting for a company, you don't need Recruiter. It's very expensive. But the only ones you will need to do and look at is the first three. Sales Navigator has the most filters, and sometimes I found that is really important, because one of the things I've looked at when people have hired me is when we're doing the targeting as far as who to actually contact and get as a new connection on LinkedIn, they're close but not quite right. And that's one of the reasons when you're contacting people on LinkedIn and no one's replying to your messaging, because you don't have the right audience in front of you.
Okay, thanks.
Anybody else? Richard, I see you unmute yourself.
Yeah, right. So, Alan, first of all, thank you for the session. It's really insightful. I want to understand first, because I am also transitioning my career,
Right.
working on building my own personal brand, and also working on building up a SaaS product also. All right. And my MVP is ready, and now I'm planning to get into the market and do the real work,
Right.
getting customer and sell,
Right.
right? And I totally relate to what exactly you mentioned, that we message to people like they do not respond back, right? And definitely want to understand more, like how you or your you can actually help us out in that particular journey and all. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Well, the first thing is to book a meeting with me. Here's my,
Yeah.
I put my Zoom link or my calendar booking link in the chat box over there. Either do it with the AI and you can test it out and see what it looks like, or just book a meeting directly on my calendar.
Sure.
So if working with me, we do obviously a couple of Zoom calls in the very beginning. We get you done. I analyze your company, analyze your LinkedIn profile and your company page, making sure we looked at and we take a deep dive into what kind of messages you've been sending out. Have you had any messages or people who have converted? What kind of messaging did you send them? Looking at your
Right.
website, making sure your website's done properly. Are you in India or are you in the US?
India.
India, okay. So, and do you want to get the US
Yeah.
market? Are you looking for it, the US
Yes.
market? Okay, so that's
Definitely.
challenging for a lot of people who have been in India beforehand, try to get the
Mm.
US market. And obviously there's, the language thing or the accent thing people talk about,
Mhm.
and the first thing obviously is just making your profile look super professional. So I would do your profile first, make it look amazing, your content marketing. Um, and someone just asked me about my prices. I'll talk about that in a second over here. Um, and it really makes a difference talking about, the things that you need to talk about for your business. What industry you're in?
So basically, we are building up a all-in-one SaaS CRM software to cater specifically to the B2B industry.
Okay.
Currently, first year we want to focus only for the SaaS companies now.
Right, right. Well, then you got to do case studies. I probably would tell someone like yourself, give away some a whole bunch of free memberships off the bat, and then
Mm.
contact people, do some case studies, video case studies. Like if you go to the front end of my website, one thing I always looked at and wondered why don't people have testimonial videos on the home page of their website? Because it's like, again, testimonials I think is so important. I got 13 over here of testimonial videos. So, social proof, when you see those things on the bottom of a person's website,
Mm.
testimonials, written testimonials, those don't matter anymore. No one takes those seriously anymore. They can be fake. They can be, written by the person doing the website in the first place. I think personally, the only thing that actually matters are testimonial videos because, you can't fake that. And especially with mine over here, I think I have the person's, or you can find them on LinkedIn. You can actually find them on LinkedIn. So I think it's so important to have the social proof people need, which I find that a lot of people don't have. When I talk to my clients, recommendations, testimonial videos, what do people, uh, yeah, they just don't, they don't do that. So, another thing, Tommy's been asking me a couple questions over here. Sorry, did I answer your question there? Was that a good thing for you?
Well, I guess first I think like I definitely need to I will schedule another call with you just
Yeah,
to
schedule a call with me.
get,
I'll be
yeah,
able to
and
show you, and I'll give you that little secret I talked about that gets people to engage with you. Anybody who calls me and books a meeting with me, I'll reveal that little secret on the call. But yeah, and then Tommy was asking me, how do you avoid getting those people asking you for a 10-minute chat, right? I'll talk about my fees, Tommy, if you book a meeting with me. All depends on your business and how much stuff you need on your business and what you need from me exactly. But yeah, you can't really, I mean, people can, you contact you and they'll always ask you for 10 minutes of your time. One thing that I see people doing a lot when I talk to them is if you have someone who's doing that to you, like just disconnect from them, get rid of them, get them off your profile, right? Delete the message. And because for me, I have something called the rule of three. When I'm doing LinkedIn and I'm doing, like I got to do a yearly scrape of my first connections to see who I want as first connections still and who's not valuable at all. But the rule of three on my side says, for a person I'm connected to on LinkedIn, will they A, ever be, or number one, ever be a client? Two, will they ever send me clients? Or three, will they ever do something else with me? And if none of those three apply at all, it's like bye-bye, because LinkedIn only allows you 30,000 first connections, and you can only message directly at first connection. You can't message second or third connections on a sequence at all. So if you're using any kind of automation, which I definitely use, there's no reason you can't use it. Just to make sure the messages that you're sending, and we'll talk about that on our Zoom call. But once again, not spammy, not salesy. No one wants to be sold to. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Right, Michelle? Yeah. So, and yeah, anybody else have questions at all? I'll be happy to answer another question on LinkedIn.
I've been connecting with you since 2012 on
Yeah,
LinkedIn. It's been a long time.
it's been a long time, hasn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I got in 2006. So yeah, I have people, and I said that one person, Bridget, I'm so jealous. She has like over 4 million connections on LinkedIn now. How does she do that? By video. She's an HR person. She does these tear-jerking videos. She did one video where she was in a company, and I tell a story every single time I do one of these Zoom things. But she was in a company doing HR consulting, talking to the person who was doing the hiring. They were doing hiring that day, and the lady came into her and said, "Hey, I'm doing a hire, doing an interview." Some guy came in for his interview, 30 minutes late, soaking wet, and I'm going to let him go. And she said, "Oh no, don't do that. Let's hear a story first." Well, the guy The guy's bus broke down on the way to the interview. It was pouring rain outside. He ran for 30 minutes to the interview. And she said, hire this guy. Hired him on the spot to her thing and best employee of the company. So, and in the video, she had sad music on the background. Like, here's an example. I'll show you quickly here of an example of video that got people to, cry and built this guy's profile, sales, and had nothing to do with business at all. It was content marketing. Oh, Christmas in Heaven. So my first Christmas in Heaven, I think it's this one over here. And I only place part of this only because I cry every time I see it, so I don't want to cry.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I did this video with them. I created this video here. So anyways, it goes to the video and then all of a sudden goes here. So here's a poem that he puts on LinkedIn every single year. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah. So you get people to feel something, emotion. Here's one thing I heard a long time ago that really resonated with me. People buy on emotion always. Every purchase you ever make is on emotion, and then they back it up with logic to justify their purchase afterwards. That's how people buy for everything always. Everybody buys an emotion and backs up with logic afterwards to justify their purchase.
Wow.
So make them laugh, make them cry. Just don't stick your finger in their eye. Well, everybody, thank you so much. I know you guys got stuff to do today. Peace out. And thank you for being here. Michael, Richard, Perez, Doug, Tommy, and Michelle. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
spending time with me today. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day, guys. And don't forget for the feedback form. Give me some feedback, please. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Take care.